Hello and welcome back, Joshua, and welcome to you for the first time this week, bug catchers, to Experience Share. We've missed you so much. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Greenpinbell, aka Tanner Greenring.
Pretty good.
And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Chatosh.
Also smooth. Chatot.
Chatot. A terrible Pokemon. Hate a Chatot.
God, I just want to step on it.
Well, you can't because you're asleep, because the first thing it does every time you get into a fight with one is it sings and puts you to sleep.
And that's just another one. We were talking about Hawlucha, but at least Hawlucha's got more to offer. But Chatot, like, this thing 1000% should evolve.
Oh, yeah. It should evolve like 4 times. You can just do all the music notes.
That would make so much more sense.
You can just do all sorts of cool music shit. It can be like the final evolution can be like a treble clef. Joshua, we play through each Pokemon game, gym by gym, week by week. We are playing through Pokemon X and Y right now, and we are headed to Gym 4 in Coumarine City.
Coumarine. Fun to say. Lots of fun to say. I'll give the French that. I'll give the Colossians that. Fun to say names when you can say it however you want and not really have to worry about someone scoffing at you, you know?
Yeah. Even though we have tens of thousands of fans who scoff at us every week for mispronouncing Pokemon names.
I'm sure there's four different ways to say Chatot. There's 2.
My favorite way is to say Chatosh. Joshua, we ended our last leg in Chaleur City. We had just taken on Corinna, and she said to meet her at the top of Mastery Tower to finally claim our Mega Ring.
Finally.
Listen, I like this game a lot.
Yes.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
I'm also finding that it is aged quite well, like a fine wine.
It's funny that they didn't bother even trying to like come up with a cool name. They just called it the Mega Ring and Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go collect my Mega Ring, and to do so, you have to learn how to use it first. So you get up there, and Corinna's like,
the Tower of Mastery.
Yeah, and she's got her 2 Lucarios again, and her Lucario, she's like, ooh, my Lucario, like, wants to tell you something. And it, like, walks over to you, and she's like, ooh, my Lucario wants to, like, have a fight with you. Like, he wants to fight for you against me.
Maybe not the kind of fight that you're thinking of.
So you go enter a battle with Corinna and her Lucario, and you get the Lucario that approached you. And you pretty much just have to learn about Mega Evolutions and Mega Moves.
And if you don't use Mega Evolve on the first turn, if you're me, she gets upset. Your Lucario gets slaughtered by the other one, and then you come back out of the battle, and she's like, "Oh, I really want to be able to show you Mega Evolution," and then it just happens again.
Yeah,
I was like using Swords Dance to like set up instead of like just using Mega Evolve immediately and like crushing it with a power up punch.
When the battle ends, which it ends instantly, because it's really just a tutorial. The Lucario who has come to your side, I guess psychically tells Corinna that he wants to leave her and be your Lucario. He wants you to be his daddy, but I'm already.
Corinna's like a cuck. She gets off on giving her Lucario away.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, okay.
No, that's the end of that. We don't have to go any further.
My mind immediately came up with like 5 other follow-up jokes, but I was like, no, we can't go down that.
Let's keep moving forward.
So you have to say yes because it's the only way you can get the Lucarioite. So at first I left. I was like, no, I already am the proud daddy of a Lucario. Kickchard.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, shit. So I went back and I got
you
her.
offered Kickchard, but she was like, no, you
no, I'm keeping Kickchard.
Kickchard.
I went back and took her Lucario.
Yeah.
Grabbed the Lucarioite off of it, and then sent it to the box and gave Kickchard the Lucarioite. So now
loyal at least.
And then we should also address what we talked about last week, Joshua. I don't want to keep the bug catchers on the edge of their seat, because what would they do with the rest of their seat, you know?
Right. And they should enjoy the rest of that seat.
I cut Pangoro from my team.
Okay. Yeah. Why was that?
I think it's ugly.
Oh, It's I think it's kind of cool. I
think it's kind of cool
like
too.
Abyss eyes.
I don't like it from the back. I don't like its like long like tuck's tails.
Yeah.
I don't know why it has those. I hate them. It really turned me off to the entire thing. Plus, now that we have the Lucario, it was time to just bring Richard Kickchard back from the wilderness.
You don't need 2 fighters, and you're gonna have to go with Kickchard. So you had to Kickchard Davis.
Pangoro, cut loose.
R.I.P. Davis. Rest of petals.
Sorry.
Is Davis a bug catcher, or was that just a name you made up?
Davis was a bug catcher, yeah.
Okay, so Davis, you could take some refuge in the fact that your Pokemon was cut because Tanner found it ugly.
Yeah.
It's not gonna let you be out there living.
I really thought it was gonna be on the team until the very end.
But at least Tanner cut you without making you be an ugly Pokemon, according to me. So that's nice.
At least I didn't assault the wound by calling the Pokemon I named after you ugly. I just don't like its little coattails, and I wanted Lucario back on my team. So, cut Joshua, and also I cut Gardevoir.
Wow.
I'm not interested in a Gardevoir. I've run a Gardevoir before.
That Gallade.
I really wanted a Glade, and I'm not going to go back and train a new Ralts. Yeah. And I have a new Psychic type on my team, and I'll talk about it.
You don't need a Gallade when you
later.
Have all these fighting Pokemon around you.
Dripping with fighting type Pokemon.
You got that drip.
Tower of Mastery.
That's it.
Did you get the Mega Ring?
Yeah, I got the Mega Ring.
Good job, Josh.
Yeah, I got the Mega Ring. I also went into all the rooms that are up in the Tower of Mastery. There's nothing else to you can't battle anyone else.
They keep making big buildings and then not putting any trainers in.
And I'm like, what are these rooms where it's like they don't even all have a bed? It's like, what are these people doing in here? This like lady who's skating around in her room offers up some information about the legend. I wouldn't even call this a fun facty because it's like it's so sparse. She just goes, it's like 2 little dialogue boxes. And she's like, the legend behind the tower is that a trainer and a Lucario, the trainer's Lucario, arrived here at some point. They found 2 stones along the way, and that's where Mega Evolution stones came from. I'm like, okay, lady, like there's so many blank spots in this story.
And also, I have to go back and tell fucking Sycamore something. You want me to tell him that?
That's all that I got to offer Sycamore? Have you looked at Sycamore, lady? Like, that's not going to be good enough for him.
In his honor, they built this Statue of Liberty-sized Lucario inside of the Tower of Mastery.
The whole thing is a stairway that goes all the way to the top, and then a giant Lucario statue and like 3 rooms with like seemingly completely random people in them.
Yep. And of
Tower
course,
of Mastery of what?
Gherkin at the top, just handing out Mega Rings.
Like to some child. But I am the child who will save this land, Joan of Arceus, liberate it from the forces of evil.
Oh, that's good of you.
Team Flare / the English, I guess.
Thank you for doing that. We learned a little bit more about Team Flare this week. They continue to just be kind of rad.
Oh yeah, I love when
I don't know, we're bad guys.
Lysander like pops up on the holo clip at some point.
Does he?
I think so. Maybe not. That definitely happened. I just don't remember what he says, but I was in awe. I was like, great. I don't mind when you interrupt me with the holo clip. I do when Sycamore does, because he's like encouraging me, and I like that you're just like, hey man, look how cool
just a reminder.
Like, I'm just trying to like not be bothered.
Yeah, we're just trying to like be free and do cool shit.
Yeah.
Joshua, Route 12 is next on our journey, and what a route it is, huh?
It's the first route.
So much to see and do on Route 12.
You're joking, right?
I'm not joking, and I will start by telling you one thing in particular I saw on this route. You Make Me Barf Pokemon of the Week.
Okay.
Binacle.
Yeah. I was gonna do it if you didn't, because...
Are you fucking kidding me with this thing?
What the fuck?
It's like a prank.
Who asked for this?
It's so gross.
It looks
so
like
ugly.
It looks like a child's like drawing from kindergarten. Like
Binacle, and it sounds
like
like
learning about the sea for the first time.
It sounds like the Lego robots too.
Bionicle. I take a Bionicle Pokemon over a Binacle.
It's a little rock. If you for the uninitiated, Binacle is a water psychic. It's not, of course, not loading.
Rock and water.
Oh, it's a water rock, and it's got a rock. It's made out of a rock, and coming out of the rock is two like clawed hands, and they both have like a grumpy little face on them.
Yeah.
Just like drawn on.
And the like puffed up like rosy cheeks. God, I hate that.
Yeah, it's so ugly. And then it also evolves into an equally ugly Pokemon.
A train wreck of a Pokemon.
Called what's it called?
Barbacle.
Barbaracle. Yeah.
Its head is like a big fist.
Its head is a hand. Is this thing supposed to be good? It looks kind of hoss.
I don't know. What are its
stats?
I
mean, I don't like looking at it, but
there's just no way that I could ever use either of these things. It's so hideous to look at.
Base stats 500.
Oh, God, I can't believe that it's decent.
For a barbaracle.
That's so disappointing.
Yuck. Hate him.
Awful. One of the worst I've ever seen.
Pretty quickly cleansed, Joshua. My soul, my psyche, and my eyes were pretty quickly cleansed by the next location on the map.
Oh, mine was too, my friend.
It's literally paired. Can you? How's the song go? Take me to this wasteland I like to call my home. Welcome to Tanner's Paradise, and it's Badermare Ranch, and it's just a sweet little ranch out in the countryside.
And a coast. Oh my God!
And you can just go there. You can pet go-goats, or you can pet skidoos. You can ride skidoos.
Mm-hmm.
You can interact with skidoos, and that's it.
Yeah, there's no real like. Nobody's making you do anything. It's like, hey.
No, it's fun. It's like Lon Lon Ranch.
If you want to like go check out some skidoos and like have a hell of a time, then you can, but you don't have to.
It'd be fun if you could race the skidoos. Like you could race the horse in Lon Lon Ranch.
Did you notice that there was a broken part of the fence so you can take the skidoo and leap over it and then bring it onto the main part of the route?
What the hell?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with it then?
Just roam around. You have to hop off of it whenever you want to battle a trainer, but I just thought it was fun that they let you like.
Can you just like take it to the end of the game?
No, because by the end of the next part of this Route 12, it's up on a ledge, blocks you, and then you have to go over that, and then you have to take to the water because we have surf now.
Yeah. We were given surf on our way out of the gym last week, and the gym itself, the Rumble badge, unlocked the ability to use it. So. Route 12 continues, Joshua.
It does.
One more notable landmark on Route 12 that really caught my eye.
What's that?
There are a lot of breeders out here, which is already a pretty challenging trainer type, I would say.
Yes, it is. It's challenging.
And then one of the breeders out here, Pokemon breeder Foster, says this. I like to bury my face in the fur around Tauros' neck and take a big whiff of its scent.
Whoa.
And same here.
Oh, you
Lovemaker 69 likes to do that too.
With any Pokemon, sort of
No, Tauros or Miltank, which are both
gave him a whiff.
Freely and readily available here on Route 12. There's a big patch of grass with a nice little collection of Pokemon inside of it. You can catch a Heracross, you can catch a Pinsir. You can catch a Execute, a Slowpoke, Pachirisu.
Yeah, it's stacked.
Mostly you're going to be catching Chatots.
Chatots. Yeah.
Although I did do a little gaming out here, Joshua. I did a little min-maxing.
You did?
Yeah, I was stealing Moo Milks and Slowpoke tails using Thief.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, and I have Thief too.
Yeah. Moo Milks, Lagging Tail.
Okay, I was going to say, Slowpoke tail, those are illegal.
Lagging tail, which is just a Slowpoke tail, I guess.
Yeah, it makes the Pokemon go last, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then Miltanks all have Moo Milk that you can just
that's useful.
Steal off of them.
Because they restore like 50, 60?
Yeah, I was just like training here. And then like every time a Miltank or a Slowpoke, or mostly Miltank, I only accidentally stole a Lagging Tail once. I was just taking Miltanks off, or taking Moo Milks off these Miltanks.
That's smart.
Drinking them down. Drinking right out of the udder.
Just chugging moo moo milk and whiffing Tauroses. That's how Lovemaker 69 gets
We've finally reached a dead end, Joshua. We can no longer go any further on bicycle or rollerblade or foot, and we'll need to use surf.
Oh my god. And this is reminding me, speaking of Pangoro, do you know who my surfing mon is?
Who?
Pangoro.
Oh, really? Pangoro learned surf?
Yeah.
Weird.
I was like, I wonder if Raichu can learn it, because I know that, and then I was like, oh wait, that's like, you have to have the specific like surfing Pikachu, which was like a giveaway or something weird, like early gens. They can technically learn it. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to like catch some crap, because I just like don't have any water Pokemon. And then I like opened Surf just to give it a shot, and it was like Pangoro.
You don't want to know who my surf Pokemon is?
Sure.
The Lapras that the guy right here gives you.
Oh, yeah.
Just use that one.
That's what I would have done, except I don't need Ice type.
There's just some dude here on the beach who's like, I've got a Lapras. Do you want it? And as long as you have an empty spot, he'll give it to you. And it's just no strings attached Lapras.
Yeah, I guess they dealt with the fact that Pokemon used to be on the brink of extinction, from what I recall.
There was one in the bottom of the cave in Gen 2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were dying out.
And you could only get it like on Saturdays. And now you're just handed one, which you immediately teach a TM, and it becomes a TM friend for the rest of its life.
Right.
Or an HM. So yeah, I was surfing around the bay on Lapras. The nice part about surfing around the bay on Lapras is your sprite, your character's sprite, is riding a Lapras.
Yeah, and none of the other ones.
You're just like a little like dark blob if you're on anything but a Lapras, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like Pangoro, which kind of is a dark blob, to be fair. And I don't know how I'm making. I guess I imagine it kind of does lays on its back, and like I'm like hanging out on its big belly.
Very cute. It's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Pangoro is my HM friend because it has cut as well. Actually, at this point, I feel like it's not gonna make it into the final team. Now that I'm like saying all this, I'm like, what? Putting surf on this fucking
HMs
thing.
On it.
Cut.
There's lots to see and do here in Azure Bay, although it is a little bit like a joke, because like you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, we don't have to do this.
In fact, like they kind of set you up. They're like, oh, get ready for a water route. You're gonna have to do a lot of surfing. And then like some guys like, oh, look at the big beautiful bay, and then you get out on it and it's like 3 tiles to get to the next island over, which is where you need to go.
Right.
But you can go adventuring a little bit too. You can go to the I don't remember. There's more bay to be explored.
Yeah, you can get several items. There's like a couple of islands where you can get like TM81, which is Excisor. Great.
And then Joshua, I think
scale.
One of us is going to have to make a decision about this one, because we are given our 3rd Mega Evolution Stone of the game out here too. There's a man who will hand you an Ampharosite stone.
Oh yeah.
And there are plenty of Mareeps in the grass over here. I don't know. I don't have an electric type.
I came fully around on Ampharos, and I believe I vindicated it to the extent that I even officially made it a sweetie. But we've also talked about how the Mega Evolution that turns into Electric Dragon.
Yeah, and it's got a beautiful flowing mane of hair.
Beautiful.
But you got your Raichu. You really need 2 electrics?
No. But we were talking last episode about how it's sort of redundant if I have a Raichu when we all know I'm going to have an Alolan Raichu.
It's true.
Up to you. If you think you can deal with it, I will give it to you, because I've run Ampharos several times. So
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it come next week. Maybe he'll be on the team. Maybe not.
Okay.
We'll see. That's all I found out in Azure Bay.
I found one other thing.
What?
Joshy's sweetie.
Who was it? Wait, out here?
Yeah. What do you think about this? It's Clauncher.
I'll tell you what I think about it. I think you love gun-based fish Pokemon. For some strange reason.
God, I hadn't put that together. I do like Remoraid and Octillery, and this is also a name and evolution line based on like artillery.
Yeah, I think Clauncher is cool. I think the evolution of Clauncher is very cool, and I don't remember its name. Clawitzer, yeah.
Like
I think that
like
is
the howitzer, yeah.
that is a cool ass Pokemon with its giant claw.
I think it's cool, and I think Plauncher is kind of cute. It's just a little fucking like crawfish.
When was Corfish? No, it's not a crawfish because Corfish is a crawfish. Is Corfish introduced in this fucking generation?
No.
Okay, but still, how dare you? Because actually,
Corfish is
I'm
from way back
at it,
in Generation 3.
Clauncher is just another. How many fucking crab Pokemon do we need?
Yeah, but this one is significantly different by the time it gets to Clawitzer.
Yeah, that's true. But still, there's like so many crabs.
Well, there's a lot of crabs.
There are a lot of crabs, I guess. Yeah, someone once told me that everything eventually evolves into a crab. Like that's how evolution works. Eventually, everything just
there's
kind of
always
a crab
version.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's what we all have to look forward to, I guess.
All right, well,
if we make it that long.
I like it. I always liked crabs. When I don't love eating them because I don't like anything where I have to do all the work of like shucking it and everything.
You have your butlers do it
crab
for you, Your Highness.
But when I was a kid, we would go to this beach, Shulshul in Seattle, and once we went there, and my parents let me collect several dozen crabs. I would say pretty confidently. And
living crabs.
Yeah, the little crabs.
Yeah,
like little beach crabs, not like big sprawling, claunchers or clawtzers. And then for some reason they allowed me to convince them that I could take it on the boat we were going on after a ferry.
Your new friends.
I've got all my new pets, and I'm taking these crabs in a bucket, just a bucket. And then I'm like a 7 or 8 year old, like more of an idiot than I am now, obviously. And at some point I just like knocked it over.
Sure, of course.
On the ferry. And then
crabs
there's just
everywhere.
Dozens of crabs like all over the floor.
Yeah.
Like perfect. Total mayhem. I'm like, oops, they're free.
Did I do that?
Yeah. So I guess I've always had an affinity for crabs, and
sometimes
it's making me think maybe I'm going to have to put this thing on my team.
Sometimes when you tell me stories about your upbringing, it makes me want to have another kid just so Miles isn't an only child.
Yeah.
Like he'll have a sibling to keep him company and keep him busy so he won't collect a bucket of dozens of crabs and then spill it on a boat.
And you don't have to just agree to this,
Yeah. It'd be someone else's
As
problem.
the parent, yeah. You could also just politely tell him it's not a good idea for us to take a bucket full of crabs onto a
Yeah, I guess
ferry.
that was Mr. and Mrs. Fjellstad's failing.
Somebody missed that one, yeah.
All right, Joshua, here we are in what's this town called?
Coumarine?
Coumarine. Coumarine City, which is actually like the destination of this leg of the journey. So
yeah, it's short leg, especially because it's got a monorail that takes care of a lot of the travel for you.
Yep. Beautiful little town. You enter the town and you are stopped by a man who, as soon as you enter the town, you get a holo clip from Serena or Calum. They're still pissed about the fact that you got the mega ring and they didn't.
Right. But that's like,
so
okay,
they're
like, come at me.
Come meet me at the top of the hill outside of the gym and we will battle once again. And then there's also a little farmer's market here. God, it's like Santa Barbara, right? You got the mountains in the background. You got the coastline. You got the farmer's market. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful goat farm right outside city limits.
This is
idyllic.
If Joan of Arceus can ever hang up her fedora,
this is what she's fighting for.
This is the kind of town where she could retire.
I have bad news about Joan of Arceus, though, Josh.
What?
It doesn't end well for her. Well, at least it didn't end well for her counterpart.
We have to keep believing that it might all work out.
Yep.
Arceus.
There's a hotel here, but Mr. Bonding isn't here.
No, but even better than an O-Power is that you get a lucky egg.
Yeah, which is like
again, like I've already complained about this, but it used to be very difficult to get a lucky egg. And this is like the dumbing down of the game for the bonehead mass audience.
Oh, wow. You went real Alex Jones there for a second.
George.
Yeah, the lucky egg is a good. It's like the good experience share.
Yeah.
No, not really. It amplifies the amount of
they still have to
experience you
be
gain.
in battle, but it adds 50%, which is wild. Because then you just tack it on. Like now you could just tack it on to like the Pokemon that you're power leveling, and then have experience share turned on, and then it's just 100, 0 to 100 instantly.
It's a beautiful little thing. It got me in a lot of trouble this week.
Oh.
You know who else? But Mr. Bonding isn't in his room. That's the first room. There's some other freak in Mr. Bonding's usual room. The game director.
Oh, yeah.
They're like tearing back the fourth wall on us or something.
I know, and like, shouldn't you be a Game Freak HQ, man?
They don't have you don't have a Game Freak headquarters here in Kalos? He wants you to fill up your Pokemon decks, and I don't know what he does when you do, because I apparently did not meet his qualifications.
I did not get one either.
What does he give you? Do you know?
Well, traditionally it's just like a little certificate, and I imagine it's the same thing. Like that's what because I did that in the first two.
Oh, do you have to catch them all?
Where you catch them? Well, in those two you have to catch them all, but it seems like you meet him so early in this one that he must give you more for like maybe certain checkpoints.
If you're telling me there's a Chivo system in this game,
I think so. I mean,
it's going to be trouble.
I think it's a Chivo situation.
Well, that's
and
fine.
You were trying to catch
diplomas.
Them all, and he's definitely giving them to you based on how many Pokemon you have seen or caught. So maybe you need to get back on that mission.
That's fine, Joshua, and I am going to. And actually, that's a huge part of my journey this week that I need to tell you all about. There's also a woman here who will ask you a question about a TM and then give you the TM. But I've done it twice, and both TMs sucked. So I got Embargo and Trick Room.
I have Trick Room so far. I want Acrobatics, though.
I don't know
what
else
I see she gives you.
The Acrobatics and what else? Where are you?
Confide.
Oh, it's just those four.
Yeah, she does it every day is a different one, and you have to get the answer right to whatever she's saying is the description of the TM.
Right.
I just looked up Confide, which I didn't know, and now I'll know.
Joshua, I was so inspired by Game Director that I decided to pick up my journey. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a tale before we get to the gym, because we're essentially at the gym now. Well, you go. The only other thing here is there's a tram, like a gondola, that takes you to the top of the hill where the Pokemon Center and the gym are.
Right.
But I was on a journey. I was like, I'm not going to go up there yet because I don't want to fight Serena yet. Because she's already promised us that she's waiting outside of that cave, or outside of that gym for us. So I was like, all right, I got to go catch some Pokemon. Let's
nothing wrong with that.
Figure out the best strategy for catching Pokemon. So I did some research, Josh, on the internet, and I was told that the best way to catch Pokemon is to go and get a little Pokemon on Route 7 called Smeargle.
Whoa. You're about to do a Smeargle vindication?
And you give it the lucky egg, so it levels up quickly, and you go and you start leveling it until it learns the move Sketch. Or it comes with the move Sketch, but you want it to learn the move Sketch again, because it can learn the move Sketch 4 times.
Right.
At 4 various levels as it levels up. So then, Joshua, I took my Smeargle with 2 sketches, and I brought it to Cafe Lena, or Restaurant Lena, or whatever
Chef
it was called.
Rogers joint, yeah.
And engaged in a couple double battles with, at first, it was Pangoro, who knew the move False Swipes.
Mm.
And I had Smeargle do an artist's impression of Pangoro doing false swipes. And he just got he's like Method, you know? He got so into his art, into his craft, that he learned false swipe himself.
Wow. So
now he's got a move that can hammer a Pokemon, but keep them at 1 hit point.
A method artist.
And then, Joshua, I knew I needed to put more levels on this thing. So I brought it back to the battle. What do you call that thing?
Chateau.
The Chateau. And raised it a few more levels, got another sketch. Brought it back to the Cafe Lena and realized that I didn't have any Pokemon that had any good sleep moves. So what did I have to do now? I had to go to the Pokemon daycare, obviously. Put Grashly, my Bulbasaur, in there alongside Badoo, and let them go at it for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Make a new egg. Go and hatch it. It's
Lovemaker 69 was observing, I presume.
Oh, certainly. Me and that pervert who just like sits out front. Get an egg. It's a Badoo. Throw it in the garbage. Don't need any Badoos. Get another egg. It's a Bulbasaur. Perfect. Let's go level it a little bit. Doesn't learn sleep powder. Garbage. Get another Bulbasaur.
Why didn't you just level the Bulbasaur?
Get another Bulbasaur. I don't know. It just didn't learn it. I got it all the way up to an Ivysaur and it never learned sleep powder.
Oh.
Go get another Bulbasaur. Level it up. Name it Nicole after bug catcher Nicole. Or sorry, name it Natalie after bug catcher Natalie, who is at Natalie Eve Comics on Twitter. Thank you, Natalie, for letting me use your name.
Thank you,
You became a Bulbasaur who became an Ivysaur who learned sleep powder. But because of that, you were on my team like the entire leg, and I really grew to love this little Ivysaur and Bulbasaur.
How could you not?
I'm like tempted to keep it on, but I'm not going to.
I don't know that I'm going to keep mine, so you could do it.
But finally it learned sleep powder, and then we went back to Cafe Lana so that I could sketch an artist's impression of Bulbasaur doing sleep powder. But guess what? My Smeargle had evolved too much and was too fast and kept having priority over Bulbasaur.
Are you fucking
and its sketch kept failing. So back on the grind, go put Smeargle back in the box, bring Bulbasaur out to Battle Chateau. And Route 12, and just sit and grind out levels on Bulbasaur. Also, do some EV training on Bulbasaur to get its speed up a little bit, because that's a good use of time.
Absolute insanity.
And then I still haven't gotten it fast enough so that Smeargle can sketch an impression off sleep powder, because eventually, Joshua, Smeargle will just be both my TM friend and my I'll have two Smeargles. I'll have an HM friend Smeargle, and I'll have a Pokemon catcher Smeargle.
Okay.
Because the other moves you can teach it are like, I can't remember. Like,
what would you give
scary
it? Like
look,
fly
so it can't run away.
Okay.
But then that's the other Smeargle. He'll know Surf, Fly, Cut, and probably Strength.
That's pretty smart. Right? Pretty elaborate, though.
You do have to do this complicated setup where you bring two Pokemon into a double battle at Cafe Lana, so you can steal moves off yourself.
Yeah.
But, it's just an enormous pain in the ass that took hours of work.
And you love those.
Yeah.
That's your signature.
Just a special commendation to Natalie, the Ivysaur, level 28, and Paint Stain, the Smeargle, level 25.
Is Paint Stain a butt catcher, or you just...
No, I obviously didn't think there was ever going to be any place for a Smeargle on my team.
Yeah.
So I gave it a throwaway name, but now it's part of the crew.
Well, I'm excited to continue to hear the rest of that journey.
We'll see. I think it's a fun little idea.
It's a really good idea, actually.
The revelation that you can go and do a double battle and learn, teach it just the best moves Unfortunately, its stats are really bad, so it's not viable for battles, but it's good for shit like this,
Yeah.
Joshua, welcome to Coumarine City. You walk in, a man stops you immediately and says, "I got that good rod for you."
I got that good rod.
And I happily accepted it, even though I think I'm good on water-type Pokemon.
Oh, I consented to taking that good rod.
Yeah, me too. Right there in the street.
Yeah, he said, go take it for a spin, all right? I was like, let's do it right now.
Yeah. Good. So yeah, we got the good rod.
Yes.
And then what else is there to do in Coumarine City? Anything before the gym?
Well, I think the main thing you would probably have to do at this point is that you take a break.
Okay.
Before
you insist.
Well, I got you, Tanner.
You got me, Josh.
Time I got you.
And I hated it because I was setting you up. I was taking you on a journey. I was leaving down the breadcrumb trail. And then you just swept it aside with your foot and said, "Fuck you, let's go to break." And now we're back from break. Welcome back, bug catchers.
You got. Sometimes you get got.
Welcome back, Josh. Coumarine Gym is all that's in front of us. But before we can go into the gym, Joshua, we have to do an errand, which is go to the Pokemon Center take out 3 ugly little pan monkeys, put them on your team, and bring them up to the top of the mountain to face off with
some must do that.
Serena and Calum, Joshua. They continue to just be a complete joke.
It's like
it's the same 3 Pokemon as last time. Meowstic, Absol.
They're like, I don't know, 3 or 4 levels higher than last time, and it's like, you're coming at the king with this?
Yeah, they're in their low 30s at this point, and
you're like,
I think we're in our late 30s at this point.
Incensed about how
early
you
40s.
Don't have the Mega Ring, and then you come here, and you come to bother me in my respite in Coumarine Town, where I will retire, when I live, and then you just bring the same 3 Mon, and they barely leveled. Joke.
A joke, and like they don't even know her Absol only knows 3 moves.
The fucking Frogadier, quick attack and water pulse, and that's it. And that's what it had last week too.
Quilladin only knows needle arm and bite.
What
a
the
joke?
Fuck?
What? No. You know what? Last week you claimed you were my rival, but I don't accept because it's like an insult. To call yourself a rival.
Reject.
You know who my rival is? These 3 fucking pan monkeys. These albatrosses around my neck.
How did they fare? What level are they? Were they for this?
I don't know. I'd have to go look. They're in like the 30s or something.
They could definitely take this team on.
No, sorry, they're not in the 30s. They're in the 20s.
Okay, well, I'm sure they were fine.
They were fine because they never came out. But as we established last week, ongoing now, I will only fight with the pan monkeys whenever I face off against my rival.
That could make it interesting. Although I think you're still.
Means I'm gonna have to fucking level some pan monkeys.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll just go to the battle chateau. They're like, oh, welcome back. Oh, by the way, I'm a marquee.
God damn it. I haven't. Well, I think we get Fly at the end of this. I'm gonna go back. Yeah. I haven't been back.
And by the way, Lovemaker Vineyards, just bumper crops.
Yeah.
We've got more berries than we know what to do with.
Wow.
We're just mulching them now. I wish mulching
was
a
your
faster
new
process.
line.
It's pretty slow. Makes me not want to mulch.
Yeah, Joan of Arceus has not been doing much berry.
Not much berry farming.
She's got other things to do.
Yeah.
People to defend.
I am mostly just farming citrus berries now because they're the most useful one because they heal a pretty hearty chunk of damage.
Now especially, it's 30, right? That's pretty good.
Not too bad. So I'm just dropping those on my Pokemon. Except now all of them are getting their mega evolution stones. So who knows how long these citrus berries will last? Maybe Lovemaker Estates will just shudder.
Wouldn't you try to make some blends and mix it up first?
Make like a party drink, make like a canned party drink.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah, maybe we'll do that instead.
Canned Oranberry, something. You can't just give up that quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still enjoying the citrus berries for now, but we'll see. The gym, or Serena, defeated. The gym. Cool gym.
It's a cool gym.
It's a jungle gym. Funny.
Yeah, it's a jungle gym. And it's literally jungle gym.
You have to climb up it. There's it's a ropes course kind of. You have to climb up ropes and go across little rope bridges and fight trainers along the way, and they're all
rangers.
They're all rangers because leader Ramos is a ranger as well, or a retired ranger. They've all got Monkey Wrench Gang, militant environmentalist vibes.
Oh yeah, they're all eco-terrorists.
Yeah,
we forgot to say that.
Yeah, they're all.
I was into it. I like their aesthetic.
I'm mostly into it. There's one of the Pokemon Rangers, Twiggy, whose aesthetic I definitely did not like because she had a Pokemon on her team who was my "you make me barf" Pokemon of the week. It wasn't Binacle. Binacle's terrible, but it wasn't Binacle because Twiggy has a Gloom.
Oh yeah, you couldn't let Gloom get away with this.
And they just fucking did it, didn't they, Josh? They animated its Gloop.
Yeah. They finally had the technology. The whole series has been building to this.
They got WetaWorks involved, They're like, we have to animate this Gloop coming out of Gloom's mouth. The Gloom, at the beginning of the battle, like all Pokemon, Gloom kind of drops onto the stage from above you. And you can just see its big, nasty Gloop, hanging off its lip. And then it bounces when it hits the ground. So gross. They clearly put so much time and attention into this animating this Gloop. Like, that was someone's job one week, probably. It was like, make this gloop as, like, convincingly gloop as possible.
Yeah, and they're, like, going to their boss to get approvals. The boss is like, no! Make it gloopier! Or it's your ass!
I want to hear Tanner barfing somewhere. And here I am, barfing all over this gloop. This gloom. They should just call him gloops.
Gloop, I mean, it is gloomy when you have to look at this thing, but really it should just be gloop.
Too bad Tony's not on this episode because Leader Ramos carries a giant pair of scissors like the bad guy in that game, the Clock Tower, that he loves.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got 3 Pokemon, a Jumpluff.
Whoa. Before we get to that.
Oh, we got to do our teams.
We should say what our teams are.
Right, of course.
In level check.
Level check.
Sorry. Level check.
Who do you got? Or should I go? I made you go first last week.
I went first last week.
Welcome to the team. Secondhand Took.
Ooh.
Named after @Secondhand Took on Twitter. Axe You.
That's fun.
Level 36.
That's fun. And you got that over on that, like, Route 8?
Connecting Cave,
yeah.
Pontiac, Talonflame, level 40. Kickjord, Lucario, level 40. Frogger is finally a Greninja, level 37.
Nice.
Dr. Rachel, Doublade, level 40.
Doublade.
And then, of course, Makeout Champ, my Go-Goat, level 40.
And
what about
it, I should presume.
Oh, yeah. It's a true sweetie.
Yeah.
Although a couple of my Pokemon have, like, kind of shitty movesets. Like, Lucario has a surprisingly bad moveset. I think
it's sort of a late game / TM situation.
Yeah, I gotta train some good TMs on him. And Greninja has some bad moves too. I don't know. Hoping they kind of take off. Oh, Axew also has bad moves.
Oh, but Axew's gonna have bad moves for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it changes.
But Talonflame learned a cool move this week. I think Flame Charge, maybe. Or Flame Drop or something like that. I don't know.
Flame Charge is its move in Pokemon Unite as well.
Maybe it was Flame Charge then.
I think that's it.
That's my team, Joshua. What about Joan of Arceus?
Joan of Arceus, whose band of chivalrous knights are here to liberate Kalos from all that ails it, starting with Sir Hugh, who's still a Honedge.
Yeah,
Level 33.
That thing evolves slow.
I know.
And also,
it's
I have
slow
no
down.
idea when we're going to get it into a Tri-Blade.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because it doesn't evolve into that, so that's never going to happen.
Big Shield.
Big Shield is Duskstone.
Yeah, I don't know when we get a Duskstone.
We still don't have.
I don't want to keep putting levels on this thing in case it gets anything cool as a Aegislash or whatever it's called.
Once mine evolves, I might sit on it for a bit, especially to keep things interesting because we both have them.
Oh, I should quickly go back to my level check for a moment.
Oh, okay.
There was one more honorable mention, which is Uncle Duck @UncleDuck92 on Twitter.
Good year.
Uncle Duck told me that I was allowed to name it after their first name or last name, and I decided instead to call them Uncle Duck.
Yeah, I think that was the right choice.
Just out of respect. Also, an honorary member of this team. Spent a lot of time on the team this week. Also spent a lot of time holding the lucky egg and gained some levels. It's Eevee, who I'm fully planning on evolving into a Sylveon.
So you got one, okay. Yeah.
Or what's it called?
What'd you say? Oh, Sylveon.
Sylveon's the fairy one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Give it a whirl.
The only problem is I need it to... It had baby doll eyes or something, which is a fairy type move, and then I trained over it, and it needs a fairy type move in its move pool, and it needs to be high friendship to evolve into a Sylveon.
Yikes.
So now I need to wait until I get a fairy type TM to evolve it. So I'm putting it in the box until it's a Sylveon, so I don't lose any of its cool fairy type moves.
I like that.
All right, so you've got Sir Hugh the Honedge, level 33.
Revander would be jealous, yeah. I've got Rendell, who is Venusaur still, level 41.
Mm-hmm.
John
how's the Venusaur right on that thing? Cool
haven't
looking?
gotten to give it a whirl yet.
Why not?
Namely, I forgot to actually have it hold.
You just forgot to do it.
Right.
Okay.
And I wasn't really using it on this leg, so I was like, oh, right. Well, I should give it a whirl. But
yeah,
we'll stay tuned.
Yep.
I'll remember to do that now. I'm on the record. Then I have John the Second, Delphox, level 41.
Cool.
Jean-Duc, Raichu, level 40.
Still on your team.
Yep. Well, I didn't have a lot of time in between these two episodes to
Me neither.
potentially make any changes to the lineup. Then we have Sauvage.
No. Severe.
It's technically should be severe, but it's still Sauvage in the name. I got to make my way back to the name rater. Saint Severe is a Pangoro, level 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saint Catherine is a Mora, level 38, which also is another, like, let's get on with it with this
evolution. Wow.
I'm going to do that tonight because it is a level 39 evolution when it levels up during the night.
Oh, okay.
That's about to happen.
I'm not seeing right now how I'm going to manage to fit a Tyrant in Edgewise on this team. I don't know who I cut.
I've got 2 I'm going to cut, but I'm going to keep Amora around until it evolves at least and see how it goes.
I'm pretty happy with this whole little squad I got.
You got a good one.
We'll see. It's only the halfway point of the game so far, Joshua. So we've still got plenty of gyms in front of us, and we have the Elite Four. We have a bunch more Pan Monkey battles to be done, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows? There's still plenty of latitude for these teams to move around a lot, Joshua. Let's go back to the gym.
Okay.
Ramos. His Pokemon all are pretty bad.
It's level, we're quite over leveled, which is thanks to the experience share
and the
not
lucky
the Pokemon
egg
podcast and the lucky egg. So Jumpluff, Leap
level
and Bell,
30,
and Go-Go, level 30, level 31, and level 34 respectively.
Yep, just absolutely crushed under Talonflame's.
I mean, I have so many
charge.
I have so many Pokemon who have super effective moves against grass.
One hit KO'd the entire gym, as always.
Yeah, me too.
This is what happens when we don't put restrictions on our teams, bug catchers.
But look at us enjoying the landscape
the
and the story, you know, and we're just relaxing.
Yeah. I like Ramos's vibe, but I did smash him.
Yeah, he talks like Willie, the groundskeeper. Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, he does. And he gives you Grass Knot. And then you're out. And then we're done.
That's it.
You do also have the ability to learn use Fly outside of battles now, and also just after the gym here, you do get Fly. The HM.
Instantly.
I think Serena just hands it to you.
About to make good use of
as soon as you're leaving. Joshua, one last thing I want to say before we go is I also wanted to make use of my Fly, and I didn't want to train it to Talonflame. So I went to my box and looked for a flying type Pokemon, and the first one I picked out was a little Pokemon called Woobat, which is fine. I was like, fine, that's a good HM friend. I'll teach it Fly.
Yeah, I guess.
And then it evolved into a Swoobat, Josh, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it.
What fucking...
Have you seen a Swoobat?
Yeah, we've shat upon them before.
They're back in my good graces,
because it's so lazy.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
You like Swoobat?
I'm into Swoobat. Having one on my team, seeing him like flop around on the pitch, his little wings going wild. I think he's cute. And he's psychic flying, which is cool. Yeah, the
combo's good, but that's just a mess.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one because he's Tanny Sweetie.
I mean, I haven't seen it in the game quite yet, but
you might honestly. You might end up on my team.
You're gonna run a Swoobat.
Might.
The season where you have no restrictions and you end up running a Swoobat would be really funny.
Might. Who knows? That's the leg, bug catchers. That's the journey we went on this week. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I have been Greepin Bell, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Chatosh. This has been Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast. Please do rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. I know I say that every week. I know I say this every week. I know I've got the script down pat, but we actually do need you to do that, please. If you
rate it everywhere.
Yet. Rate it everywhere that you can.
Yeah.
In fact, I think our new website also has a rating section. Is it just pulling that from iTunes?
It's pulling that from, I think, various sources, but at least Apple, yeah.
Okay.
So it makes it easier than ever. You can click on reviews on this hot new website, expsharepod.com, and you can look at all the other reviews and get inspired to write your own glowing review.
Yep.
5 stars. 4 is fine.
4 is fine. It says right on the website. 4 is okay.
Yeah.
5 is ideal.
We'll
obviously.
take it.
It just helps us feel a little bit more authentic, you know, if a couple of you sprinkle in a 4 or 2.
Yeah.
And do please follow us on social media at EXPSharePod on Twitter and Instagram, and follow us on Reddit.
Reddit.com/r/bugcatchers, which is where you can do the trainer of the week in the level check and post your teams. And if you get the most upvotes by the end of the season, you can challenge us to a battle for glory and for IP.
Yes.
You know how it goes. And the other way you can support the show is you can go and check out our merch at expsharemerch.com or the website, because it's all inclusive now. Isn't that great?
Yep.
And like we said last week, hopefully it's still there. You can get the new limited edition You Make Me Barf Pokemon shirt designed by Matthew New.
Yes. Please buy that and enjoy it and wear it everywhere and explain to every 3-year-old you know which Pokemon every letter is.
Exactly.
Joshua, see you in Lumiose City.
I'll see you there. We finally get to do it.
Finally, we're going back to take on Clement next week in Lumiose. So I assume the rest of the city will be unlocked for us. But first, we have to go turn it on, Joshua. I think we have to go hit that power plant.
We have to hit the power plant, and we have not been back to a power plant for some time.
No. Actually, the last time we went to a power plant, it was a pretty nice experience. They had renovated the place. They had kicked the Zapdos out. Some guy needed help finding a stolen machine.
Some guy who, admittedly, though, kind of needed anger management. It's like abusing all of his employees.
That's true, Joshua. Bug catchers, goodbye.
Santez-vous plus tard.
You're doing your best, huh?
Or wait. Vous? Okay. This is a shout out to Side Item on the subreddit who posted about how to actually say, I will smell you later in French. We're going to give it one more shot, and then I'm not doing it again.
Take a run at it.
Vous sentirez plus tard. Is that good?
Terrible.
Vous
I thought you said you were going to take one more run at it, Joshua.
Okay, and now I'm not doing it again. I'll smell you later.